There are 8 types of data types, if I'm not forgotten any here. There are 8 data types in PHP. You got an int, float, arrays, object, booleans, strings, null, and a resource. An integer is literally just a point number, a not a point number, a number. So that is an integer. A float is a floating point number. That's what I was trying to say. So that's something like that or whatever, or however long you want it to be. An array is, I mean, if you, it's easier to use than to explain. I'll show you how to declare it. So in PHP 5.3 and below, you declare an array like that. However, if you've done any JavaScript in 5.4 upwards, you can just do that, and that is an array. Now, an array holds different bits of data in it. So I'm just trying to think of the best way to word it. And like I said, let me just show you. So let's say you had a variable called, in fact, let's come down here. Say you had a variable called array. I'm just going to do that. I'd rather this way is a bit more friendly for everyone, so I'll just do like this. An array, I can basically do this. I'm going to say Luke Javade, it's the name of my designer. Aaron, it's my guy. And Job, he's a very funny guy, very funny. Also got Kevin. So yeah, you've got those 4 names. Now basically all an array does is it can basically hold lots of different data inside of it. Now in PHP you've got something called associative arrays. This is basically the same in JavaScript as a JavaScript object, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to declare like that. So my name is Luke. Spell it properly, why don't you? Designer is Javade. Now I'm gonna basically output this to see, to show you rather, what an array is and the difference between a normal array and an associative array. Actually, this is more for another tutorial, but since I'm talking about types, I'll just do it here. Whoops, almost closed it. Command R. Now if you see there, my name, this is the key, and the value for that is Luke. My designer, Javade. And then this, now because I've not set a key for this, it's just going to use basically numeric keys. So 0 is equal to Aaron, 1 is equal to Job, 2 is equal to Kevin. Now this is useful, for example, if you're doing something like var dump server. Because what you can then use this to do is say, let's I'm going out of the scope. So that's basically what an array is. Now objects are mainly, an object is basically something that has properties and methods. You can get an object either by creating a class and then using that class, or you can get an object if, let's say, you're decoding a JSON string. It will be decoded either as an array, should you tell it to, or as an object. Booleans, you know what these are. Yes, no, I mean not, sorry, true or false. Strings are strings. Now null is a special one, so is resource. Null is basically, null has no value, but you have to be careful when using null, because sometimes checking for null, you basically have to be careful when you're checking for null. Resources, I've not really used them to be honest. I know when you're basically manipulating images with GD, you use something called a resource. Whether that's the same thing, I'm not entirely sure. That is but that is outside the scope of this tutorial. So that's just been the data types in PHP, and later on throughout this series I'll be showing you how to use each one of those, and especially this one, because what I'm going to be teaching you is object-oriented programming. But as for this tutorial, thank you very much for watching.